What's up, my beautiful people? Hope you're having a fantastic day. Exile451 here with yet another daily dose of Reddit Happy. It's Friday, congratulations, we're almost to the weekend. Let's get it started off right with some stories out of r/deciding to be better that are all about personal growth and the rewards it can give you. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. Our first story is from user Aaron Panzarella. Growth costs a lot, but not nearly as much as staying the same. I don't recognize the person I was 3 years ago. She was stuck in a lot of old beliefs that caused her to live a tormented daily life. She was sad, she was angry, she was depressed and anxious and paralyzed by fear on a daily basis. She needed so much love and looked for it outside of herself. She looked to relationships to fill some sort of gap, some need for attention she never felt she got. And she was never satisfied with what was given to her because she didn't give anything to herself. Everything was unbalanced. Go big or go home. Life was messy and hard and scary and defeating. This pattern ruled this girl's life up until the age of 25. She didn't know who she was and used other people's definitions to string together one of her own. She didn't know there was another way. She thought she was the ideas and stories other people made up about her and the stories she made up about herself. Life was a constant daily struggle for self-esteem. It was hard to get out of bed at most points. It was impossible for her to see the abundance in her life, not because she was ungrateful, but because she was blind to it all. I'm proud that I no longer live this way, but I didn't get here by beating up who I was. I've gone that route and it just led to more of the same. I lived on a loop. Feel okay, something happens, feel bad, lash out or get depressed, beat myself up over it, force myself to do better, feel a little better, repeat. My life wasn't mine. It was the product of every outside circumstance. And I realized living like that meant I had to change my beliefs. I wasn't changing who I was at my core because the bits and pieces that shined through are what motivated me to be the best me possible. But I did decide to change what I did and how I did it. I wasn't desperate to change myself, but determined to change my thoughts, words, and actions. Changing these things comes at a cost. Time, money, commitments, breaking daily habits to form new ones. These things aren't easy, and sometimes we feel like we don't have enough to spare. But your mental, emotional, spiritual, and physical well-being are the most important thing, and time spent on them is never time wasted. I did spend some money on books, courses, workshops, yoga classes, etc., but it was the best money I've ever spent, and I did it when I could. Breaking old habits is perhaps the hardest task of them all. It comes at the cost of the old you, the one who felt safe and warm inside the old habits. But that wasn't real safety. The things that kept you in your old mindset are like struggling to swim and needing a life raft instead of realizing you can just stand up because the water is only 3 feet deep. There's new approaches to things that get you out of the daily struggle. There's so much to learn and be and do and have. But you have to make that choice. Do you want to move forward or stand still? I know what standing still feels like. I know what it's like to not know where to turn and feeling like I'm stuck. But as long as there's a choice to be made, change is possible. And there's always a choice to be made. Well, ain't that the truth? OP, as usual, a wonderfully succinct and to-the-point post. And it just kind of couples with a quote that I've got hanging up in my little makeshift studio here about which pain do you prefer? The pain of growing or the pain of staying where you are? Ultimately, there's a lot of pain in life. That's just an unescapable fact. But the pain that you feel is almost entirely dependent on you and what it is that you're willing to do with that pain. Change is always possible. You and so many others have proven that. And those stories are the ones that are the most motivational, the ones that are most likely to help people through whatever rut they're going through right now. So once again, OP, thank you so much for sharing a part of your life, a part of your story like this, and I really hope you're doing well with wherever you're at. Our next post is from user linguisticallybubbly. Turning your life around is a process. Over the past 3 years, I've realized that change, turning your life around, is not linear. I had what I perceived to be so many rock bottoms. Each one brought me closer to changing what I was doing to destroy my life's trajectory. 3 years ago, I finally quit smoking cigarettes. Prior to that, I tried to quit at least 20 times. I had many bottoms, such as pneumonia, and so many chest colds where I said, "That's it, I quit." I didn't quit fully, until I finally did. It was a process. 2 years ago, I decided I was done with alcohol. It was ruining my life. I tried to quit a countless amount of times. I had many rock bottom moments, such as a suicide attempt, regrets I never want to think of again, self-harm, and emotionally hurting people I love. Did I quit after the first, second, third rock bottom? No. I didn't quit fully until I finally did. 5 months ago, longest I've gone in 5 years. It was a process. It still is a process. I could go on and on with things I've improved and how I've turned my life around. Improving my mental health through therapy, bettering my physical health by losing 50 pounds in a span of 5 years, slowly. Becoming more self-disciplined, treating people better, etc. But just know that there is no clear-cut answer to changing your life. It is a process. I'm still on my journey every day because it takes work, time, and desire. And this is exactly right. Turning your life around isn't something you can just snap your fingers and instantly change. It is a long and very painful process in most cases, because you have to do so many things. You have to face who you are and say, "I don't want to be this person anymore," and that's a painful thing to do. You have to walk away from fallbacks and security blankets that you know are comfortable for you because they can help numb out the pain of knowing that you're not who you want to be. But on the other side, when you have actually made that change and you can look back and see the person that you used to be as opposed to the person you are now, it's totally different. And OP, yours is just the latest story in a long string of them lately that shows that it is possible to change. Thank you so much for sharing this, and wherever you're at, I truly do wish you the best. Our next post is from user Mark9624. But first, if you're enjoying the video, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe so you can get more of your daily dose of Reddit Happy. I learned an important lesson today. I planned on going for a run today. I changed my clothes and drove to the gym. When I got there, I found out today is Thanksgiving and the gym is closed. It was raining outside and I didn't want to run in the cold, so I drove back home and sat in my car for a few minutes. After checking social media, I thought to myself, I'm going home and taking a shower. I'm changing my clothes and not wearing my running shoes for the day, so why am I scared of running in rain and getting wet? I figured the best place to run is an outdoor track in my nearest high school. So I drove there and I just finished running 4 miles in rain and 36-degree weather. What I learned was, what do you do when your original plan fails? What do you do when you get a no as an answer? My first reaction was, I can't exercise. The gym is closed, it's raining and cold outside. But when I changed, I can't do it with how can I exercise even though it's raining, cold, and the gym is closed? My brain came up with solutions. Say you plan on doing something and you just don't feel good. You feel like today is not your day. Instead of saying, I can't do it, I don't feel well, ask yourself, how can I do it even though I don't feel well? This question opens up your creativity and you will find solutions. Don't quit your goal because your plan didn't work. Find another way to make it happen. If that fails, find another one. In my case, I would do push-ups and sit-ups if it flooded outside. I hope you all find this useful. I know I've talked about this before on the channel, but this is an extremely relevant and necessary point to make. So much of what change can be comes from your mindset, comes from your perspective. If you change your outlook from, like he said here, I can't do it, to how can I do it despite these obstacles, then everything is different. It actually kind of reminds me of a meme that I saw on a different subreddit when I was looking for content earlier this week, where on the top half, it's a guy saying nobody gives a crap and looking all sad and despondent. And on the bottom half, It's a guy extremely excited saying, "Nobody gives a crap." And the caption on it is simply, "It's all a matter of perspective." When you unlock that creativity, when you push yourself to find solutions to the problems that life is throwing at you, you do see improvement. You do see growth. OP, thank you so much for sharing this story, and wherever you're at, I do wish you the best right now. Our next story is from user Oscuro Luna. Took a chance, made the move, and started a brand new chapter. I spent a good portion of my life existing. Happy to take each day as it came, but wouldn't set goals for myself outside of talking about them. They were nice things to look forward to in some distant future, but I never did anything about them. A lot of it was because I've been hurt a lot by other people, whether it was my school days, family, dating, work, etc., and resorted to escapism, social media, internet, video games, to cope. I had an offer from my friend to move to the other side of the country. Initially, I had every excuse to stay. My then job, interest in pursuing my dream in the state I was raised in. Eventually, after a few tough times this year, my mind changed, and I took the offer. So, here I am, in the process of moving into my new place in a few days. New state, new slate, new life away from family, and more importantly, my comfort zone. I can't say it's easy. I'm dealing with a lot of anxiety, and though I prepared myself the best I could, I still struggle with memories of all the times I've been hurt or when things didn't go well. I also know much of this is unfamiliar territory and I'm not in my comfort zone. Yet, I'm also willing to give this life a chance, to pursue my dream again, giving dating another chance, give myself the chance I need to make the most of the new journey. Maybe my 20s weren't so great, but at 32, I'm ready to make my 30s awesome. It is late when compared to many others, but to me, it's better now than never. Well, you know, OP, one thing that I've found in the course of doing this channel over the last 7 months or so is this reoccurring theme of it is never too late to try again. It is never too late to make a fresh start. Doesn't matter how old you are, doesn't matter what you've done in life. You can turn things around. You can be a different person, and you can have the life that you want. You just have to be willing to take those risks, take those chances, and do the things that seem difficult. But it really sounds like you're on the right track here, that you are actively taking steps to really make your life better and pursue a dream that up until now you weren't sure if you were going to realize. Thank you so much for sharing your example of, frankly, courage and willingness to do what it takes to find happiness in life. Wherever you're at right now, I really do wish you the best. That was r/deciding to be better, and if you want some more inspirational stories of people taking steps to improve their lives, then go ahead and hit that playlist link in the description below. Also, feel free to hit me up on Twitter and Instagram. I'd love to have a conversation with you guys there. Now you go out there, have a great weekend. I will see you all on Monday. Until then, I'm Exile451. Stay beautiful, people.